Good morning. So I'm really excited to be here to demo Power BI Premium for you. But first, I'm actually going to start off inside a Power BI app. And so in this scenario, this app is a really important one for my organization, right? Like my executives look at it every single day. We really run our business off of it. So as I scroll down, what you'll see is that, when I come into this app, I actually land on a dashboard, which is going to be that single pane of glass for my entire organization, right? But that's not all there is to the app. Because if I go to the top right, what I can see that is there's a bunch of additional reports and data sets and workbooks which support the app as well and which are packaged with the app. And so I can get to that either through the app content list over here, or as I scroll through and as I click into these tiles, I'll be able to navigate to that content directly. So because this app is so important to me, what I want to do is assign it to Premium to get those benefits of dedicated hardware, right? And so what I'll do is actually switch over. So what you see here is the workspaces that I'm a member of. I'm going to switch over to the workspace backing this app. And of course, this is going to be where I'll be able to collaborate with my BI team to build up the content in the app and to maintain it. And so what I can do is really quickly just flip this app into Premium. And so I'll scroll down here, open the Advanced tab, and just flip the Premium switch on. Now this user happens to have permissions to multiple different capacities, so I'll just go ahead and choose one and hit Save. And just like that, this app, this workspace, is now in Premium and is running on dedicated hardware. And you can tell because we've added this nice little diamond onto the breadcrumb here. And so once your content is in Premium, you're going to unlock a bunch of amazing special powers for that content. So the first thing I'm going to show you is I'm actually going to head over to the admin portal. Now, I happen to be an administrator for these capacities as well, so I'll click in here to get more information. And the first thing I'll see is that, it turns out there's actually 71 workspaces already assigned to this capacity. So the first special power with Premium is going to be unlimited distribution for all of this content, right? So what you can imagine, I can take all the content in all of these workspaces, I can bundle them together into apps, and then my end users will be able to consume all that content without the need for a pro license, right? So no more counting users, and as James said, we're going to really be able to build up that data culture thanks to just this special power alone, right? Now, if I scroll up, I'll also see that we make it really easy for you to see how the resources in your capacity are being utilized. CPU, memory, et cetera. And so here you can keep an eye and make sure you have the right hardware reserve to maintain a good performance for all this content below. So what I'll do now is actually I'll head back into the workspace, and I'll use this opportunity to talk about another special power that Premium provides your content. And that is the ability to refresh your data very, very often. And so here I have the critical KPIs data set. And so as the name suggests, it's going to be really important for me to keep this data set as up-to-date as possible, right? And so what I have here is I head into the refresh history. Let me zoom in real quick. As I head into the refresh history, you'll see that we've been able to refresh this very, very often thanks to Premium, right? With Premium, you're going to be able to refresh your data sets up to 48 times a day, right? It's much more often than you could before, and we're really excited about that. So now I'm going to give you a sneak peek at another really, really awesome limit that we're going to be able to remove with Power BI Premium. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to head into a different data set, also in Premium, right, known as the Diamond. And so this data set is actually going to encompass all the different taxi rides that happened in New York City over the past 15 years. So as you can imagine, this is a ton of data, right? And I'm going to drag in this card real quick, and you'll see that this data set contains over 2 billion rows, all of that hosted in Power BI Premium on that dedicated capacity. So we're going to start working with this data and just see how Premium performs, right? So I'm going to bring in average revenue per trip, going to pivot by zip code, and here you'll see one visual. I'm going to keep going. So I'll grab another visual here, revenue per trip against trip duration. So the first thing, as I build these visuals, the first thing I want to call out is just how amazingly snappy that experience was, right? I'm able to work with just a tremendous amount of data really quickly. And of course, as I click around, as I cross-highlight, everything is just super, super fast, right? It's just incredible. It really feels like I'm working with 2,000 or 200 rows of data, not 2 billion. Now, and that's really a testament to the amount of computational power that we're able to bring to bear thanks to Premium and that dedicated hardware. Now, if you actually look at the data, we get an interesting observation, right? Which is you have these 2 zip codes here in New York City with head and shoulders more revenue per trip, average revenue per trip, than the others. So you know what? Let's keep going. Let's keep digging into this data. Let's find out why that might be, right? So I'm going to drag in a map visual, and I'm just going to plot where these pickups are taking place. Whoops. Let's try that again. And so just like that, misclicks aside, you'll see that we've been instantly able to just plot out the spatial distribution of these 2 billion trips against a gorgeous map of New York City just at an instant, right? And so we finally have the tools, I think, to answer my original question. So as I click into the first zip code here, what you'll see is that, hey, you know what? It turns out this is John F. Kennedy International Airport. And if I click into the second zip code, and you want to take a guess at what that is? Well, it turns out that is LaGuardia Airport, right? And so now I think we have a nice answer to my original question. These are the airports of New York City. People fly in. The airports are far away from New York City. They want to get into the city, and so they're going to pay some extra cab fare, right? And so this is a really great insight that we were able to get on just a tremendous amount of data really quickly using Power BI Premium. So that's going to be my demo. Just a quick recap, right? Power BI Premium is going to give you those special powers for your data. You're going to get unlimited distribution using Power BI apps, and we're going to be able to increase the limits on your data in the service across the board. Thank you.